Live knowing that you were born to die. Once again, live knowing that you were born to die. Because that is the only definite about your lives. You may have, some may not have. Whatever. Some may have an education, others may not have an education. Some may have 3 square meals a day, others may not. Some may have a mother for the most part of their lives, others may lose their mother when they're 5 years old. We all have things that others may not have. But there's one thing that we all have to face, and that is death. In death, we are all united, aren't we? But that is the one thing that we tend to forget all the time, all of the time. So live a life knowing that you're going to die, and there's going to be something that's going to happen after you're dead. Whatever merits you have earned, you can take with you when you're gone, and nothing more. This is why I always encourage, I ask you to think about this, ladies and gentlemen. Especially, now these were things that I had thought for myself when I was a layperson. Today I don't have anything to give besides the Dhamma, right? So my plans have changed. But it used to be that I had planned my life whereby I wanted to acquire wealth, and during the latter part of my life, because by then I had understood that to take with me, I have to give it. I realized at one point that if I had just kept saving up my money, my wealth, in my bank account, on the day I die, I take nothing of that with me. I take none of that with me because I haven't given, I've just hoarded. The way I had planned my life was, towards the latter part of my life, if I was going to be alive and have a natural death, towards the latter part of my life, I wanted to give everything away, so not for Nibbana. By that point, I hadn't come across Nibbana, but I had come across the fact that if you give, you get. Right? At that point, I'd come to the realization that towards the latter part of my life, I want to be able to give everything away so that wherever I go next time, I get them back again. I mean, that's better than putting it all in the bank account and passing away. Because that's not a donation you've given to the bank, is it? It's not a donation you've given to the bank. Remember, your giving is not where the object is. Your giving is in your intention. You can keep the money in the bank, you can keep the money under your mattress. It's not about where the money is. It's not about where your property is, not where your wealth is. It's about your intention. Because in intention is what you give. With intention, you either give or you deny. It's all in the intention. So I'm sharing with you things that how I used to plan my life. As you know, when you're dead, that's it. Now whoever's left will have to decide what they're going to do with your legacy. Right? So whatever cause you believe in, if you want to give it to your children, then give it to your children while you're still alive. If you want to give it to another cause, you want to give towards cancer treatment, then give it while you're still alive. If you want to give it to the poor, give it while you're still alive. Because if you save it till the end, and if you haven't even done your last will or whatever, and then someone's going to take it anyway, and that doesn't earn you any merits at all. Because you've all worked hard to earn all this and acquire all this, I want you to be able to take it wherever you go. To take it wherever you go, you have to convert it to a universal currency. Does that make sense? And that universal currency is merits. So this is investment planning. You need a financial advisor? Well, you've got yours. You've got one for yourself. Free financial advice. I'm an IFA, independent financial advisor. So if you want to take your money with you, there's no point keeping it in a bank account somewhere and then dying. You're not going to be able to take it with you. You've worked hard to earn it. Before you die, give it. That way, you have created the intention of giving, which has created the karma, and it is now part of your vipaka. The only way to take what you have in your next birth is to draw down on it as vipaka. It's like an annuity. Right? You invest in one, and then in your latter part of your life, you draw down on that, on your annuity, right? So in the same way, or like a pension, you draw down from your pension. In the same way, you have to give so that you can get in your next life. This is advice I wish more people had. But on many occasions, I used to hear, having worked in the bank, of how many people used to die having amassed a great fortune, but they'd not had any thought of giving it to anybody, not to the church, not to the mosque, not to the temple, not to the poor people, right? Not to the government, not to the state, not to anybody. They just wanted to hoard, hoard and hoard. They're not going to get any of that back in the next life because they have already consumed the merits by earning that. The money that you have today are merits that you have already consumed. Remember, merits are also anicca. Once consumed, it's consumed. You can't spend the same dollar twice. In the same way, you can't spend the same merit twice. If your merit has already been converted to dollars, yen, rupees, cents, whatever, if you want to take it back again, you have to reinvest it in the bank of merits so that in your next life you can draw on that again. Unless you throw it up, it's not going to come back down again twice. Does that make sense? So think about that leisurely while you still have time.